We're looking at OTS Tournament Packs 20 and 21. And also, what's a secretly great card to buy this format? Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about the best-selling cards and other stuff under everything, under all things. Yeah, I'm so used to the intro for the penny stock. I still haven't gotten used to this intro, but that's okay. This structure deck, I picked up my copy. I plan on going to my locals, potentially tomorrow, maybe even today. As of shooting this, I should say, because I shoot these on Monday. Um, so I want to do a deck profile of this. I saw the poll results. I will be doing more deck profiles because a lot of you just said I just like deck profiles. So I will just be doing deck profiles of just like what I'm theory crafting. But if it's bad and you lose with it, I apologize. But I will say I do play test everything. I will never post a video of just something I threw together, right? And for me, if I don't change a deck, like if I build it for the first time and I keep it like that, I think it's bad. Like I legitimately think your first deck won't be your best deck and it won't be your last. Like I really pay attention to my deck profiles, but it's hard to like go. Like I have the Aqua Actress deck that I've been sitting on, and I've wanted to do a deck profile on Aqua Actress, but I haven't done anything with it, so I really wasn't sure if I could. But it's kind of hard to do stuff with Aqua Actress. But getting back to the Market Watch, getting back to this structure deck, is it a good buy? This is a great buy. If this was $15, it was a great buy. Harpies is in here, Raigeki is in here. The best two Mech Knights are in here. Artifact Sanctum and Moral Attack is in here. Fire and Ice Hand are in here, so you have hat support if you want to play hat format. And this deck is really good. You can play hat format. Like, hat format's becoming really popular. Like hat format, go format, dad format, like the Teledad. It has Edison, I think is the name. Like those, like the vintage formats are becoming really popular. This, you get 3 copies of this. You have a tier 2.5 meta deck right now, and you have probably the best deck from back then, which was Hat. Right. On top of that, Ash is in here. I talked about Raigeki. I love all the trap hole stuff. Um, this is a fantastic buy, even at $13.80. I don't think it's gonna go down. I got my copies, I think, from Walmart for 41 after taxes for 3, um, which is about 13.6 after taxes. So I thought I like saw I was like about $40 because what they always say, pay $30 and you have a meta deck. No, it's $40 now. It used to be 30, now it's 40 because you are seeing their structure decks are about $12, $13 now, right? But still, play $40 and you have a tier 2, maybe even tier 1 strategy. That's pretty good. So I'm super high on this. But like I always say, it's your money. Spend it how you feel. Let's take a look at Space Rock. I'm not a big fan of this card. If you guys saw, I think this card's in the thumbnail of the video. Best or worst good cards in the game. I've just seen so many times where Nibiru comes down and the person still loses. And I feel like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like there are some, okay, like a lot of hand traps are like that, where you play it and it's just like you discard a card. But it just seems like Nibiru requires too much for what it is. Um, all versions of Nibiru are down. Kashtira does kind of get hurt by this, but like Labyrinth doesn't. The deck I was just talking about, Trap Tricks, it's so easy to play around and even through Nibiru. Like if you Nibiru, Labyrinth, or Trap Tricks, they just set 3 and just to defend your token that you just gave them. Um, Branded can play around it really easily. And if we're being honest, I'm sure Cashier has figured out, like the Cashier players have figured out a way to play around this card. Um, when I take a look, obviously the alties are going to be really good buys. The next highest uh, cost is technically this one from Brothers of Legends, a secret rare. You can play, you get heavily played for $8 if you'd like. Um, it's going up in value. If you have them, I would sell them. I wouldn't be surprised. Like we've seen Ash, D Shifter, Ghost Ogre, Effect Veiler, Imperm, Evenlies, right? We've seen a lot of cards enter into structure decks. I know a structure just came out. We're probably gonna get the next one in the middle of the summer. I could see Nibiru being in that structure deck. So just something to keep in mind, something to be thinking about. Um, I could see a reprint coming soon, even though it just got one, right? And maybe you see the fact that it just got a reprint in the 2022 tins, and it's still holding that $4 mark as the low, like the lowest version of Nibiru's are $4. So you're thinking to yourself, all versions should be good buys, and it could be. It is good against the best deck in the room, which is Kashtira. So this is a great example of a card that if you want to buy, go ahead and go crazy. Prismatic Secret looks really cool. I like the gold version. Like if I were to buy Nibiru, I'd get the gold. Why is this? I hate that they do this sometimes. Like I'm not spending $30 on a $5 card, TCG player. But that is what it is. I just want to take a look at that card real quick. And another thing too, if you watched the penny stock market watch that I post about every single Monday, you'll know where this is headed. But if not, just hold on and be excited for the ride. Where is this at? Shout out to this card, Contact C. It's a really good card. There's so many of them though. I don't think it's ever gonna be a good buy. I'm just gonna have to do this like this. Oh, 30. Nope. Yes, 20. So I kind of teased this on the penny stock market watch. I did just want to talk about this real quick. The OTS 20 pack. So not only am I going to look at this, I'm also going to look at OTS 21. Um, just taking a look at the two most recent OTS tournament packs. If there are any packs or sets or structure decks, starter decks, whatever that you guys would like me to review, I would love to do that. Just make sure you guys let me know in the comments down below. When I look at this, Aliber has a lot of printings. Um, you got Ghost from the Past, Dawn of Majesty, the Megatons. I don't really think the alt. I mean, here's the thing. There is no other ulti rares. The ultis do look arguably the best, but the secret rares look really good too. So the prismatic secret rares. I mean, this doesn't look terrible from my eyes, but I know some people are like, I gotta get the highest rarity. So, I don't think that's necessarily worth it. When I look at Sky Striker though, Ray, um, I don't even think that's its highest rarity. This could definitely be worth it. I think the prismatic secret rare is fine. I think it looks really good. Obviously, the other secret rare from Battles of Legends is cool. I like gold rare cards. I don't really love this particular gold rare. I don't really like the way she looks as a gold rare. Um, but I think without a doubt, like this ultimate rare is a better buy than Atluber. And the reason is because Sky Striker has this really weird cold following. Um, and the deck isn't great right now. This card is just like 40. It's just super far down. It even hit a low of 3460, and it's kind of starting to rally and get damage for 18 if you'd like. I don't know what, I don't know how. But it's honestly selling at the lowest it's ever been, which could be like the best time to buy it. To be honest, this could be the best time to buy a Sky Striker. If we're being real, don't get this. This card, there's always that one person at every locals, and it used to be me, who tries to make Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries work. It just doesn't. It doesn't work. It's way too circumstantial. Like we were just in a tier 0 format. And this card still didn't see play. Like I feel like that's the only chance Ghost Reaper has is like a tier 0 format where everybody has to be playing the exact same extra deck. I mean, near mints are 25. I would not. I mean, like this card, like the other two cards we just talked about, obviously have like other reprinted. You could get the Dual Devastator alternate art for 50 cents. Like, what are we doing? It's Ghost Reaper. Like, even Aliber is a better buy than Ghost Reaper, right? But this card, I actually really do want to take a look at this card though. Let's take a look at all versions of this. Um, Interestingly enough, the OTS versions are the ones that are the smallest. This is really good against the branded matchup. Um, I think that this card will always find its way in and out of the meta. This card has done this before. This isn't the first time that well this version because the OTS tournament pack just came out. But this is like OTS tournament pack 5. Like this isn't the first time that this card has made head movement. And the thing is, when we look at a Raging Battle Ultra Rare, that was obviously the first version, so that's going to be the highest rarity. But when we look at the OTS version of this card, this could be a really solid buy. Um, it's obviously really good right now. Right, so you unfortunately you would have wished to have caught it as a penny stock, but we are going to catch it here. But I still feel like it's not that bad. Um, the thing is with this card, even if it gets worse and people stop signing it against branded, or branded just gets worse, so people stop seeing it, there aren't a lot of cards that are essentially like this that are not that are still legal. Like Mystic Mind says something very similar, but it's not for level 6 or higher special summon monsters, right? So it's very interesting. I think this is actually a really good buy from the OTS Tournament Pack 20. Um, the main thing that brought us here was the ninja stuff. There's a couple of ninja cards in here. I think ninja is one of the. I said it on the Penny Stock Market Watch. I just want to say it again. I think it's one of the best um, buys right now is the ninja stuff. You're looking at maybe $100 for like essentially a full powered ninja deck. Um, I wanted to take. Is this the card I think it is? If you have no cards in your extra deck except this card, you can destroy this card, draw one card. Cannot be normal special. Must be summon for the face up extra deck by having no cards in your extra deck except itself. It's Monarch support, right? Monarch is the deck I've played the best with ever. Um, so you would think it's one of my favorite decks. It's like not, but this card is a necessity in Monarchs, at least at one. You could argue even more because it's searchable by a few things as well because it's a pendulum card. Um, it's super restrictive, so it only really works in Domain Monarchs, but that's the fun one. Let's be real, Domain Monarchs is the fun Monarchs. So I don't think it's a terrible buy, but I just want to take a look at it real quick. And this has been out for a few weeks now. But let's take a look at OTS Tournament Pack 21. That's crazy that Rhino Heart is still holding the line here at about $30, even after the nerf. People like this deck. Um, and there's the thing, like, I know we all hated Tier, right? Believe you me, I hate Tier. But like, there's a lot of fans of Tier elements, and there are some archetypes. We were just talking about one, Domain Monarchs. It was really popular in 2016, and it was also really popular in like 2009, and it's not good, but it's still popular today. And I could see Tier Elements having that type of style too, like having that type of a fan favorite vibe. You can say the same thing about Sprite, but Sprite's still a pretty good deck right now. As far as Fenrirs are concerned, I would just stay away from Castira. If you're trying to play it. I would stay away from trying to buy and make money off of Castira though. It's the most expensive it's ever going to be, and it's not going to ever get more expensive than it is right now. And I know what I just said was redundant because I just said the same thing twice, but I wanted to say it twice so people understood. Like, I really just think it's a terrible buy. This card is interesting. This card's very interesting. Photon Sanctuary. For those who don't know, special summon 2 tokens and defense positions are 2,000 attack, 0 defense. These tokens cannot attack or be used as synchro materials, but you can use them as link materials. You could tribute summon them off, and you could tribute them off to summon the card stronger than a supernova, Galaxy Eyes, Photon Dragons, because you can't summon monsters other than light monsters during the turn, but there's a lot, and I mean a lot of light monsters. This is actually a really, really good card. And I love that it got the common reprint. There's a secret rare version, I believe, of this card. Yeah, yeah. It's about $10. Um, Makes no sense why this card is up so much. But people like the Photon archetype. They like Photon, Galaxy. People love the archetype a lot, actually. Um, if you play Duel Links, it's the most popular skill on Duel Links is the Galaxy Eyes skill. What I mean by that is that the one of the most popular decks is Photon. People love this archetype. People have a Master Duel. I see it all the time. So I think Photon Sanctuary, at least the common versions, could be an interesting buy as we get further and further away. I don't hate this black feather counter. I don't hate this. I actually don't. I don't usually like stuff like this. Like like it's a counter, like tokens, like just use die. But this looks cool. Like you can't tell me that it look cool. I think it looks cool. And that's really what we're about. Like what with Master Duel, Yugioh Pro, EDO Pro, Dueling Book, which the DB Grinder says there might be a DB2 soon. I don't know. Dueling Book's a mess, but there are like a lot of there's clearly a desire for remote duels. Like I don't think Konami is going just because we're drifting away from COVID. I don't think that means we're drifting away from remote duels. There's still going to be a lot of remote duels. You don't really have to buy any cards, right? But why do you buy them? Because they look cool, and this card looks cool. I think so, at least. um, a lot of these are missing. A lot of these might look really cool, but I can't see their pictures. Um, that's kind of it for the OTS tournament pack 21. I wonder if we could look at all of them though. Oh, there's a way to do that, but I don't think there's a way to do it fast. So actually, I actually will do this though, in the video, just so you guys can see this because I've done this before. I just want to do it again. So if you guys wanted to go off of a particular set, like I said, like OTS set, you can go to advanced search here, click on all the sets ever, like OTS 5, right? And then just go crazy, right? We should look at OTS 5 too, right? Whiptail, it's crazy that this is that old now, but yeah, decent set. But you can do different things like that. I don't think. I mean, I guess like you can also go over here as well, by the way, and check out the OTS packs there. And this will probably be something I do on a different day where I just like spend like an hour getting all of the OTS packs set up, lined up, ready to rock and roll. But right now, um, just taking a look at the best selling cards. I said on the Penny Stock Market Watch I was going to look at the OTS pack 20. So I just wanted to do that real quick. And this card. It's the last thing I want to talk about. I don't know how I feel about this card. Like it's a generic rank 8. It's fantastic. While this card is material, you can add a Spring as a Theron card from your deck to your hand. If a material is detached from a monster on the field, you can target one card in the field, either destroy it or return it to the hand. Super fantastic. Um, and that this I will say I don't know if this card's amazing, but it is actually at a really good spot right now. $4. It's not $4 anymore, is it? Yeah, no, it's at like $7. I still think seven's not that bad for this card. Um, Using a Spring Z is interesting. Spring Ants isn't amazing. Spring Ants isn't that bad though. People be talking junk about Spring Ants for no reason. It's probably because it's a hard archetype to spell. Okay, there we go. I you look at this one. It's about $5 for this. Choose one of your opponent's monster zones or spell and trap zones. Attach any materials to this card. If you do, destroy the same number of cards your opponent controls in that chosen zone and its adjacent monster spell or trap zones. During your opponent's main or battle phase, you can banish this card until the end phase. So that's not a terrible effect, and it's a generic rank 8, but if you're going to make that, you might as well just make the other one. This was the card I was really looking at, because you can use this card as material, right? So you can, um, this is generic rank 4 that can get you access into the other rank 8 that we were just talking about, right? And it says that this card special summon, you can send a Spring Ants monster. I've read it before, but I gotta read it again. During your opponent's main or battle phase, you can banish this card. If you do, this banish card with 2 or more materials, you can send one fusion monster from your extra deck that lists Fallen of Albas, which is insane, right? Which is why this card's kind of starting to creep up in price a little bit, because this card in and of itself is really good. But then also Branded can now run the card that brought us here, this card, right? But even just as a generic rank 4, if your extra deck has space, like I've been messing around with Trap Tricks, like I was just talking about, you could make the argument, right? You could make the argument, because Trap Tricks do run a lot of Xyz. You can make the rank 4 that we were just looking at. I already forgot its name. Merrymaker. You can make Merrymaker in Trap Tricks, summon this card out, um, add the Theron plant monster that I saw Pack. Pack was using, Pack actually might even be running this package. I don't know. But I know I saw Pack running the Theron field spell, the Theron plant monster, and the Theron machine, Theron King Regulus, right? And so you could do that, and you can start messing around with things like that, and it can add Spring Ants cards as well, which is just interesting. So now you can really mess around with Spring Ants as maybe more of an engine and less of an archetype, which is, I think, where it really is big. And here's the thing too, if we go back, this card's a machine, right? So going back to just like say Trap Tricks, for example, um, you could go uh Dynatea, I think so. For Morelio, make Merrymaker. Use that Merrymaker to make this card. Use this card to search for Theron King Regulus, and then use this card as link material. Link this card off, or detach. I don't think this card detaches. It does not. But um, yeah, I don't know, but I don't actually know where I was even going with that. But the point that I'm trying to make is that that thought process placement could happen with this card. And I just referenced EB Grinder. He even mentioned this card on one of his videos, talking about this card has a lot of potential. This could be a 10, 15, or even $20 card in the future. I think it's a great buy right now. But let me know what you guys think. What are the best cards that you are looking at in Yu-Gi-Oh right now? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys click that like button, show your support for the channel, subscribe for more content. Most importantly of all, have a good day.